What's up, pranksters? As you can see, I've got some cleaning gloves on because in this video I'm gonna show you guys how to do some pranks while doing some chores. Check it out. Alright, pranksters, I just put on my regular gloves, so we're gonna get started with our first prank. And our first victim is gonna be the next person that gets to sweep the floors. So we're gonna booby trap the broom, so the next time whoever sweeps up the floor is gonna have to clean up an even bigger mess. So let's get started with this broom. Alright, well first get a hold of the broom, and it's gotta be one of these. So just unscrew the stick from the brush, and this is the bottom and this is the top. Honestly, I don't know what this is, but you usually find them at the ends of every broom. Just undo it till it comes off. And as you can see, this broom is hollow, which is what you need. If the broom isn't hollow, then obviously this prank won't work. So the broom has to be hollow. And this, I'm gonna put it on the bottom of the broom. So now the bottom of the broom just became the top, and the top became the bottom, because we're just gonna stick it on the brush like this. But before we do that, we're actually gonna fill up the stick with some flour. I just rolled up a piece of paper into a funnel, which will make it easier for me to fill up the broomstick with some flour. Take the flour and dump it in there. You don't necessarily have to fill up the whole broomstick with it, just enough so it makes a significant mess. Alright, so now let the funnel do the work and fill up that broomstick. Not only did I put flour in there, but I also added some oats just to make an even bigger mess. Put the broomstick inside the brush and then put the broom back where it goes. Gently so you don't make a mess. Perfect. And you know what, pranksters? We're also gonna booby trap the dustpan. So if there's a dustpan like this laying around your house, it's perfect for this prank. Basically take a scoop of peanut butter like this, and we're gonna smear it all over the bottom of the dustpan. So just spread some on it. Obviously not too much, because after all this is peanut butter and you don't want to waste it. Once it looks like this, just put it back where it goes, but make sure it's leaning like this so that your victim can't really see the peanut butter behind it. And there it is, pranksters, the dustpan and the broom, both are booby trapped. So next time, whoever turn is it to sweep up the floors, they're gonna go and grab the broom like this, and oh no, it came loose, and as you can see, it made a mess. It has oats and flour on it. You guys can't really see the flour, but the oats is right there. Actually, it blends in with the floor. So let's zoom in a little. So those are the oats, made possible by the booby trap broom. Whoever falls for this prank is gonna be like, what the hell? And they're gonna look inside the broom and find out that, oh man, it's booby trap. And once they put the broom back together and actually try to sweep up the oats, this next prank will happen. They're gonna grab the dustpan and lay it flat on the floor. Then they're gonna sweep up the oats and flour. At this point they're thinking, well, okay, the floor is clean. But when they lift up the dustpan, oh no, there's a big stain of peanut butter on the floor. It's just a big mess they won't want to deal with. And that's how you make doing chores even worse. Yeah, this is definitely not fun. But hey, when your victim's cleaning up this mess and wiping off the peanut butter off the floor, they're gonna have to spray the floor with some all-purpose cleaner. And that brings us to our next prank. Let's get to it. What I have here are 2 containers of all-purpose cleaners. And so I'm gonna dump whatever's left of this onto this container. So now with the empty bottle, I'm gonna put some grape Kool-Aid inside and try to pass it off as an all-purpose cleaner. So here's the Kool-Aid. Actually, this is not Kool-Aid at all. I went cheap this time and got this at the dollar store. 10 for $1. So anyways, try to match the color of the liquid usually. So this one was purple, and that's what I'm gonna do. Use some grape Kool-Aid, or Wyler's, I guess is what this one's called. That's good enough. And then just fill it with water. Perfect. It looks like the real thing. Right, pranksters? I wouldn't be able to tell. Then just put the sprayer back on. And yes, your victim still needs to clean up that mess, that peanut butter mess right there. So they're gonna grab the cleaner and just spray some on there. So they'll be spraying and spraying and then wiping, yet the floor will still be sticky regardless if the peanut butter came off or not. Why? Because this stuff is sticky on its own. So if you spray some on the floor and it's just gonna make it sticky. You know, doing chores is bad enough, and then having to deal with pranks makes things even worse. And if you're at the other end and just watching this person try to clean up, it's hilarious. It's very funny, but at the same time, very mean. And these next couple of pranks, we're gonna mess with that person that has to do the dishes. First, we're gonna booby trap the sponge. Now, it has to be one of these. This one has 2 layers. What we're gonna do is separate the layers. Take a blade and separate the layers. So about halfway through, you've separated the layers. You guys should have probably seen this coming because I'm gonna put some Kool-Aid on top. So put a shitload on it. I'm gonna use this amount. What I have here is some super glue. And I'm gonna apply some on the edges of the sponge. You might also want to spread the Kool-Aid just so it doesn't make a bump when you put the layers together. So there, and then just close it back up. Just let the glue dry and the sponge will be ready to go. And this is what will happen when that sponge is in use. The hell? There you have it, pranksters. One bloody sponge. Up next, we're gonna booby trap the dish soap. Now the container of the dish soap needs to be like this. It can't be clear like this one because we don't want your victim to see what's inside. So this one's perfect. Even though you can kind of get an idea of it being full or not, you can actually see the liquid. You can't really tell the color. So get rid of the dish soap. I'm not gonna waste it, so I'm just gonna dump it onto a different container. So once it's empty like this is perfect because our next prank is pretty damn evil. And what we're gonna do is fill up this container with some syrup. You know, it actually looks, I mean, it doesn't look like it physically, but it does feel like it's dish soap. So fill it up as far as you can. Put the top on. And that's it, pranksters. Whoever washes the dishes next will be in for a surprise. So now let's put this prank to the test. Your victim will grab his sponge and apply some dish soap on top. Well, you can't really tell that it's not dish soap. You can't really tell that it's actually syrup. Basically, they'll be washing the dishes with syrup. And if you see the bubbles or the little suds, there's actually some soap left when I put the syrup inside. So that's why it looks like it's soap, but most of it's syrup. So whoever washes the dishes is gonna have to redo them after you tell them, hey, what you used was syrup instead of soap. Then you just take the bottle and show them. See? Syrup. They can even smell it because it does smell like maple syrup. And yeah, they'll have to redo the dishes. And the next are 3 bonus pranks you can also do on them. This first one, grab the bottle of the all-purpose cleaner and basically you're gonna remove the little tube that's in there and then just put the sprayer back on. And next time your victim tries to use the sprayer, nothing's gonna be coming out of the bottle. So this will piss them off. Alright, pranksters, well, a lot of people actually use these cleaning gloves, which are the ones I was wearing earlier. I don't know why, I've never used them, but a lot of people use them to scrub toilets or wash dishes. So I figured, why not mess with them? What you're gonna do is open up a fart bag, get the powder that's inside, which is one of the smelliest things ever. You're gonna put some inside the gloves, all the way to the fingertips. Now once you have that powder inside, fold them so that the smell doesn't come out. And then they'll put on the gloves, and their hand is actually gonna block the smell from coming out. So yeah, it's hard to put them on when you have gloves on. And your victim's gonna be doing their dishes, scrubbing toilets. I don't know how long that takes. But once they remove the gloves, all that stinky smell is gonna come right out of the gloves. Their hand is literally gonna smell like crap. And that's how you get them, pranksters. Lastly, let's say that it was your turn to take out the trash. Now obviously you grab the bag, you take it to the dumpster and throw it away. And then the last thing you do is replace the bag, right? So what you're gonna do is set up a little prank for the next person that has to take out the garbage. Hopefully it's not you, but maybe it might end up being one of your little brothers or sisters or your wife, or you know, it depends on your situation. Take some scissors and cut the bottom of the bag. Once you've cut the bottom of the bag, just put it inside the trash bin. It always helps if the bag is black because you can't really see all the way to the bottom. So this is perfect. People will keep throwing trash in there, and once it fills up, somebody has to take it out. Hopefully you won't forget that you set up this prank and you don't fall for it. So let's watch a little demo. Once it gets full, here's what will happen when they try to take out the bag. As you can see, the trash fell inside the bin and on the floor. This is pretty funny. It wasn't that messy, but it can be, especially if garbage water accumulated inside the bag. So you never know what kind of trash is in there. So once they pull it out, it's gonna fall all over, as you just saw. And there you have it, pranksters. Pranks you can set up on people who have to do chores. You can do these on your friends or family, such as your little brothers, little sisters, maybe your wife, your girlfriend, your boyfriend, or whoever. Whoever's turn is it to do chores, that's when you pull out these pranks. Some of them are pretty mean, some of them are harmless, some of them don't take much to set up. So pick whichever you want and go ahead and do it. And you can get away with these, especially on April Fool's Day. Now, if you like what you saw and you want to see more, go to my channel, youtube.com/Nextraker. And while you're there, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Thanks for watching, pranksters. And what I'm gonna do is take the ink out of a pan and stick it inside the shoelace. First, we're gonna need some party snaps. So get a few with tape, stick them on the bottom of the shoe. Box of cereal and pour some inside. Put some shaving cream inside the shoe. Try to spread it out evenly so that it's not noticeable. You're gonna stick the balloon inside the shoe. Careful though, try not to pull on the string because it will pop the balloon.